All right. I hope everybody signs on real soon here because, as you noticed, we had to start at 2 o'clock today. So I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes here and we're going to get going. Right. Boom. Boom. That. We're going to get going here in like 1 minute. I'm going to give everybody one more minute. Okay, we're going to get started. And whoever shows up, then they'll just have to catch up later. Well, hello, everyone. Let me close that out. Like most of, hopefully you all saw, I made an announcement quite a few days ago on the 21st that we would not be starting class till 2 p.m. today. I made that on the 21st right here. I also did a couple other updates. I notified everyone here in this update that I went through the assignments and I made quite a few updates to your grades, especially in the research and strategy, because for some reason, whenever it was first posted, it wasn't the right grade. It was only 3 points, but it should have been 5 points. So I ended up making the update to the assignment.
Bluetooth disconnect.
There you go. I muted hers. So like I was saying, there was a couple of grades that weren't the correct grade. So I had to go back and correct the grade. And research and strategy was one of those assignments that it went from 3 to 5 points. And then I updated all your grades based off of that. So I'm pretty sure just about all of you got those updates to your grades for those assignments. If you have any additional questions, just send me an email. Also, I made a announcement of some upcoming community events that not only Bradford had shared with me, but I had noticed as well. So Bradford had shared this screen printing series, which I thought was kind of unique. It's room AH409 on Tuesday, tomorrow from 4 to 5, which could be really fun. You need a break from the computer and learn how to screen print. Go do it. A lot of fun. There's also a Creative Mornings with that's coming up on March 28th from 8:15 to 10 a.m. and that's the San Diego Central Library. Register for free. And then finally, there's a AIG event right here, and it's got the information link here. Now that is, from what I saw, a paid event, but if you got the money, it might be really good to go. You'll learn a lot, and plus you can network. So those are a couple upcoming events that could be useful. Sound good? All right. So let's see here. We are week 9. Is that right? I think it's week 9. Yeah. Yeah, about week 9. So today, what we're going to be going over is we're going to be doing a quick lecture. Whoops, that's not right. Let me adjust my screens here. I'm going to be quickly going over this lecture for social media. I know everybody here is familiar with social media. I don't know how many social media accounts you might have, but we're going to quickly go through the benefits and also some of the descriptions on what social media is, to a basic degree and the differences between the formats. So we're going to kind of dive right into that. So the lecture again, social media, our assignment that is due today. Sorry, not today. Sorry to scare you. It is due Wednesday. Is the visual design for our website, our corporate website. Today, after the lecture, I did mention it last week that I want people to participate and have your projects ready to share. So we're going to share as many as we can today. So if you want to be a volunteer, please drop it in the chat to be able to share your work in progress. Okay? So go ahead and drop those in. Or I'm going to just call on people. So you better be ready. If you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Don't think that you're using social media for free. Social media is a paid platform. You're just paying it in a different way than you might imagine. Not sure if you have, not sure which channels you're used to, but these are kind of the big ones, right, that are out there that most people are utilizing. You got Facebook, you have Instagram, you have LinkedIn, you got TikTok, but really there's quite a few of them out there. There's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, Pinterest, Snapchat, YouTube, WhatsApp, Reddit, TikTok, Be Real. And so here's some stats based off of kind of the age ranges that most people are, using these social media applications for, or on. So you look at like Facebook, you know, you're kind of looking at like, as far as I think these are in the millions. Let me double check here real quick. Yeah, shown based off of user engagement and relationship domain. So what Bradford had mentioned here, just to kind of read through this, is when you're looking at like, sorry, that's not the notes for that one. Yeah, that is the notes. So, you're looking at like, as far as the engagement of the different platforms and the age ranges, these are kind of the averages out there. And then like, you consider like what is like the real purpose of social media? Well, that's the big question. A lot of social media, especially Facebook, started off with a certain simple purpose. And Mark Zuckerberg will tell you that it's still the same. It's to connect people. That's like the foundation, he says. And Instagram, can anybody raise their hand? What was Instagram built on? Why was it founded?
Share pictures.
What was that, Menno?
I said share pictures.
To share pictures. Yeah. Yeah. Carl, Joshua?
Like Menno said, share pictures and also to tell a story with your pictures.
Yeah.
You get your stories out there.
Mm-hmm. Carl?
Yep, I was just gonna say photography.
Yeah. Right. So, you look at like what Instagram was founded for, it was founded to, right, exactly. You're all right. is to take pictures, and they offered filters, and you could post your pictures on Instagram. And we all know that it has morphed into something way bigger than just sharing pictures these days. So a lot of the other platforms are used for a variety of other reasons. You know, you look at, of course, LinkedIn. LinkedIn's primary goal is to connect people based off of their career paths and networking, you know, for job related circumstances. X, former Twitter, is basically founded on simple bite-sized communication. Pinterest, sharing, Snapchat, chatting, sharing videos, all that good stuff. YouTube, video. That's what it was based off of. To have a platform that allows people to post their videos in a very simple, easy way. WhatsApp is to just be able to text and communicate worldwide. So as far as the other ones, we all know what the other ones are for too. How many people have watched the documentary, The Social Dilemma? No? Raise your hand. Anybody? Wow. Whoa. All right, we're going to watch the trailer real quick. Highly, highly recommend this documentary.
I've seen it, but it was a while ago.
When you go to Google and type in climate change is, you're going to see different results depending on where you live and the particular things that Google knows about your interests. That's not by accident, that's a design technique. What I want people to know is that everything they're doing online is being watched, is being tracked.
Can you actually hear this? Yeah, okay, good.
Like a little bit.
A little bit, I know, it's a little hard. You can rewatch it, but I just try to follow along.
I just turned my volume up. It's
Yeah.
all right.
That's okay. Yeah, just try to follow along for now.
Action you take is carefully monitored and recorded. A lot of people think Google's just a search box and Facebook's just a place to see what my friends are doing. What they don't realize is there's entire teams of engineers whose job is to use your psychology against you. I was the co-inventor of the Facebook like button. I was the president of Pinterest, Google,
Twitter, Instagram.
There were meaningful changes happening around the world because of these platforms. I think we were naive about the flip side of that coin.
We get rewarded by hearts, likes, thumbs up, and we conflate that with value and we conflate it with truth.
A whole generation is more anxious, more depressed.
I always felt like fundamentally it was a force for good. I don't know if I feel that way anymore.
Facebook discovered that they were able to affect real world behavior and emotions without ever triggering the user's awareness. They are completely clueless.
Fake news spreads 6 times faster than true news. We're being bombarded with rumors.
If everyone's entitled to their own facts, there's really no need for people to come together. In fact, there's really no need for people to interact.
We have less control over who we are and what we really believe.
If you want to control the population of your country, there has never been a tool as effective as Facebook.
We built these things and we have a responsibility to change it. The intention could be, how do we make the world better?
If technology creates mass chaos, loneliness, more polarization, more election hacking, more inability to focus on the real issues, we're toast.
This is checkmate on humanity.
I'm gonna pause there. I'd like for this to be a moment for us to talk and engage a little bit before we get into this. When we consider social media, you know, again, there's a lot to unpack there. But does anybody care to speak up around which apps they use and why? Joshua?
So I'm not gonna talk about Pinterest because Pinterest is just Pinterest. You just find ideas there. But Twitter is a really good one that I use, but I don't really interact in there. I just look at art. But even then, even if though I don't interact entirely, like I just look at art, but whatever art I like, I get shown a bit more of that art that I like. But I also get the usual political slop that they put in there.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Melinda, yes.
Yeah, I actually I removed all the apps and stuff off my phone, so I don't do any of that anymore because I always would find yeah, as much as I'm trying to research this to know how to make good social media posts and all this, I just spend more time because I'll get dragged into things that are just interesting. It's good content and it's good things, but I'm I wasn't expecting to spend an hour on social.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good point that you bring up, that a lot of people are disconnecting quite a bit from social media platforms. And and these companies know that. They know it. They're listening, they're following your search algorithms. Yes, Carolyn.
Melinda's comment reminded me after I saw that movie. Like I said, I didn't remember, but now I'm recalling it a little bit. After I watched that, I went on to a lot of the social media apps that I used and I turned off my notifications because they spoke about in the movie of how it's purposeful that you see that one or that two, or you get that ding and you get that dopamine rush that you go and you check it and you have that FOMO and fear of missing out and such. So I turned off my notifications so I don't get the little dot, whether it's Facebook or whatever. And so I purposely have to go look for it.
Yeah, absolutely. There ends up being, yeah, instead of it always kind of tapping you on the shoulder, you are in control and you're trying to find time
It's
to,
made a big difference for me
it does make a big difference. Yeah.
because I'll find oh, I haven't been on that site or I haven't been to that place in a while, whereas I maybe used to go there much, much more often because of the little number one or number two or whatever.
Let me ask you, Carolyn, in your experience, what is the value of social media?
Um, I think it depends on what platform and what you use it for.
Okay.
So, I didn't have Facebook until my nephew, who just turned 30, he came to visit one time and he was 13 or something. And he's like, "What? You don't have Facebook?" And he set my ex-husband and I up with it. So it wasn't something that was important to me now, but I had family on the East Coast. So I used it initially the way I think it was intended, which was communication, to keep in touch long distance.
Right.
And then because I went to school on the East Coast for college and high school, it was a way to keep in touch with people far away. But then it's just morphed into something pretty horrible where people hide behind the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you consider Reddit a social media platform. I'll use that for information pretty immediately. I have a 22-year-old son. He uses X for stuff immediately. But I think it can be pretty horrible. I work for a middle school, and so I see the effects on students, and it's pretty ugly.
It can be.
The
Maya,
bullying and hiding behind the screen is pretty intense.
it is. It really is. Maya, you raised your hand.
I was gonna say for me, I realized once I started school, I made a new Instagram to I was tired of seeing just my feed of everyone's things. So I made a new one to kind of curate that, and I'd only follow photographers and graphic designers, and I tend to try to stay on that one versus my personal one. But it's kind of interesting to see it now at this day and age, as an artist in any form, having an Instagram is really impactful, at least to just market yourself and brand yourself. And it's nice because you can connect and meet people and even get clients and things like that. But it's really hard to have to always think about that as part of your kind of business plan and stuff. Oh, now I need to post and show this. So it's it's very helpful in some ways, but it's also a lot of pressure. I feel to have one to show your art. Because I feel before you could just meet people in real life, but it's kind of different now.
It really is. And because it has become a standard, right? We talk about sort of like, what's expected in our society. And it unfortunately, like, especially Instagram for, like you mentioned, artists, designers, it ends up sometimes being your first point of entry for your work and your communication. And so LinkedIn too, right? So LinkedIn and Instagram, as far as a professional goes, can be the first point of entry for who you are and what you do. And then your website, most of the time, is like afterward, and sometimes not even. Sometimes people won't even go to your website. They're only looking at your social media, which to me, like, it's heartbreaking because in a way, because it never truly represents, I think, like people's talent and who they are. I think social media can be jaded and skewed so easily, and you can curate your portfolio and your website so much better. Joshua, yes.
It's not only that, but you also have to like hope and rely and trust like God into the algorithm that they have
Yeah.
so that you can get noticed. Because I've seen a lot of like underrated artists that go like are like under the radar. They don't get shown up by the algorithm, and like they're really good, but nobody sees their art, and it's upsetting. It's like, dang,
I mean, you can always pay for followers.
never.
Marie?
I was gonna say I only really use Facebook to like keep up with communication and like family and friends, but I will say that for people who don't utilize social media, it is kind of a negative impact in a sense too, because people will mention all these different Instagram accounts or, oh, if you want to see my work, go to this Instagram account. And you're like, oh, I don't really have Instagram, but it's because most people get stuck in those loopholes of just scrolling.
Yeah, the doom scroll for sure. Yeah. It's the thing is, like, I'm gonna date myself again because I am learning, right? I'm turning 52. I have literally seen the whole range, I've experienced the whole range of this technology, from cable TV to websites, the very first internet, to the first websites, to the first flash sites, to this and that. And unfortunately, like, just like in life, and we've mentioned it before, everything has a positive and a negative. Everything's a battery, right? Funny, when you think of the metaphor of a battery creates energy, these things have a positive and negative, they create energy. That's what it is, right? Everything has a positive and a negative. So it just ends up, there has to be a lot of responsibility. And when it does come to younger people, like this girl here that is represented in the documentary, it's so easy for young people to be manipulated and to be, kind of guided in the wrong direction. And it's the same thing with, the internet and the websites. So I just say that not to like depress anybody, but it is a really good documentary. And it does unveil, sort of like reveal a bit of that underbelly of social media. And the more you know, the better decisions you can make, right? That's, to me, life in general. All right, moving on. Types of posts. There's feed posts, there's story posts, there's reels. Those are kind of the common ones, especially for like the big ones of Facebook and Instagram. And then, you look at like a typical post right here. Here's an example of one. A typical post gives you quite a bit to do these days compared to what it used to be. So there's also a couple of different formats. This one right here is showing an example of a 1x1 format, which is 1080 by 1080. And some of the standard features that you can edit, which most of you might know if you've spent time in Instagram, is you can edit the photo video, you can add audio, you can add the caption, you can add hashtags, you can tag, you can add location, you can select your specific audience. So there's a lot of different features that you can do. just for a post. Now, if you pause on that, what I'll kind of bring up is these social platforms are becoming a feature bloat. And that term, feature bloat, is due to the competitive nature of all of these social platforms are fighting to keep you engaged. They want you to spend more time on their platform, so they keep adding this and then adding that and then adding that. And now, I mean, honestly, like, especially Instagram, yeah, there's quite a bit, but it's just overwhelming. Like, it's just total feature bloat. It's like, oh, it's just absolutely too much. You look at like even the stories themselves. You can just create with a blank slate and add text and add da 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 da, or you can use AI now, right? It's not just your own content. You can use AI to create content in it. You can upload your photo, your video to a story. You can add effects to it. You can add audio. You can add hashtags. You can add stickers. You can add this. You can add that. It's just like feature bloat. It's just too much most of the time. So this screen is really important because the thing that you cannot deny, and I'm there too, is when you're working with clients and you're presenting yourself as a well-rounded designer, okay? So everybody pay attention to this. You will get requests to go, hey, can you design for my Instagram? You're like, oh, shoot, I don't know. So it's important to keep up with the standards out there. And these are some basic sizing standards that, that are for the different platforms, everything from the profile photo, landscape, portrait, squares, stories, cover photo, all this stuff, reels. These are some of the standard sizes. So paid versus organic, right? So I mentioned you can organically grow your audience, or you can pay for it. And usually, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Usually you can tell by the percentage of engagement. And I'll use this as an example. This one artist, my wife and I, we invited her to be in one of our shows at our gallery up here. And we noticed that she had like 35,000 followers. You're like, whoa, that's a lot of freaking followers, right? But guess what? It was obvious that when you look at her posts, especially her posts, her engagement was only like 30 people. Well, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, Joshua.
So by engagement, do you mean like comments posted on the piece or?
Yeah, like,
Oh, okay.
likes, mostly likes, because that's all we can see, as a
Right.
viewer. So what we're looking at is we're looking at like the engagement, right? So when you look at organic versus paid, in these platforms, it's pretty easy to kind of determine who's paying and who's got organic. And you base it off of mostly percentages of engagement. So in this case of this artist, she had like 35,000 followers, but literally her average, we looked, she was only getting like 10 to 20 likes on each post. Well, that doesn't really add up, right? That's like a 1%, if that, engagement. So we're like, oh, she probably paid for all of those followers just to have a number on there. Because I don't know, maybe it made her feel better about herself. But then you look at some other people that, let's say this other person might have 35,000 followers, but they have 3,000 likes. Would see how that kind of averages out going, oh, well, that person probably has more organic followers versus paid, because you can tell the engagement is much higher compared to the amount of followers. So Social post goals, some of the things that we want to consider is awareness and engagement. I'll talk about the engagement. Aim to increase brand visibility and foster interaction. That's what our brands want to see. That's what, if you're trying to run a business, you're trying to get, awareness on your work, you want to get engagement, because the more engagement you get, then the platforms push your work higher in the algorithms. You see how that works? So if you have paid followers and your engagement is really low, then you're going to have to keep paying to get your stuff bumped. But if you have organic and you have a high percentage of engagement, well, then the platforms will reward you by bumping your stuff up based off of interactions. That's how the algorithms work. Lead generation. Aim to encourage a specific action. This helps to gather contacts, leads, and eventually acquire customers. So that's, most of the time, like when a client comes to you as an agency, 9 times out of 10, they're kind of coming to you to go on, hey, maybe we just want to increase awareness and engagement, or we actually want to increase lead generation. We want them to take action on a post. So that's a lead generation. What makes a social post successful? Well, eye-catching visuals, strong and concise messaging, authentically reflects brand and voice, relevance and timeliness, aligns with audience interests, optimized for platform, or there's always puppies and kittens that will always get you likes because it's nonstop, right? Everybody loves puppies and kittens. So, all right, so we're going to walk through a couple of examples of just some stuff that Bradford had already kind of had in here to share, which are great. You look at sort of the consistency in this brand, Verifone, and these are more like a combination of awareness and also lead gen. So, you look at like maybe this first one is just kind of engaging you with this real image that maybe you feel like you could relate to. And then the other ones are far more graphic. And then the last one feels like it's taking action with this illustration. This is some stories. So you look at like what's kind of grabbing you in these. There's simplicity. There's a high level of sophisticated design and product. But then there's also motion. There's very sort of simple, fluid motion. Here's some very graphic, consistent post right here that this particular company did. They're utilizing color and I think very expressive imagery and also playful typography. Here, this particular company is using motion to and bright or bright, unique colors. This particular example is, I would say, utilizing a very approachable, playful photo, and then utilizing imagery or motion to kind of cycle through it. This particular post is utilizing a unique grid system and dynamic typography with a consistent subdued color palette, and then, framing the person's photo in this bold circle. Just kind of moving on, again, unique colors, motion, vibrant colors, motion, clean typography, just animated typography, real bold design. Here, this one, again, is using bold imagery, bright colors, motion, animation, attractive photography, some cool little illustrations that feel playful, photography, people that look playful, playful animations, playful typography, some more vibrant colors, beautiful imagery. Now I'm just going to link some LinkedIn stuff, animation, vibrant typography, just eye-catching imagery, fun photography, just playful typography. And moving on here, same thing, animation, bright colors. So I'm just going to kind of blast through these a little bit. So here's some that I actually have recently done for a current client for a specifically LinkedIn lead gen. So when we look at, right, the differences between awareness and lead gen, we have a very specific purpose for this campaign, and that's to get you to, one, stop scrolling, to kind of stand out against competitors, and to take quick action. So we created these interesting imagery. I think I might have shared some of this stuff with you before. So, this particular category is all around this spirit animal, this large sort of like companion spirit animal that sort of speaks to taking control of your finances. And they're sort of like your partner, and the spirit animal represents wholesale payroll in a fun, playful, unique way. This other campaign for wholesale payroll is all about the concept of finding peacefulness because you use wholesale payroll to make you money, to streamline your financial process, and it's all just in taking control of your clients and your work. So just utilizing AI. So this is a great example, I believe, of utilizing AI that like this is kind of AI images, right? I mean, they do look very realistic, but you're pretty sure that these are AI images, and it's intentional that we're utilizing AI in a playful, unique way. So, I'm going to pause right there. And does anybody have any thoughts or questions? Does anybody have any experience already kind of creating your own content for social media in a way like this? Like Maya, I'll call you out just a little bit because you mentioned as far as your art goes, do you create any specific post to kind of bring awareness to your art or to even create an action so people can do something?
Right now I feel like I'm just posting my work. I think in the future I want to like bring more clients and stuff for photography. So I do have plans to maybe like post like that, but not right now.
Not now? Gotcha. How about anybody else? Does anybody else have, does anybody else use social media for more than just kind of casual connecting with people? Minnow, were you raising your hand?
Yeah, I do. I use it for I have my own design business, so I create logos, shirts, stuff for people. So I use it to advertise, what I'm working on. And sometimes I post client work with their permission, of course. And a lot of the work I do is word of mouth, so social media is really big for me.
It is. Good. Have you found a lot of success with that type of engagement with your audience? Like when you post things and you try different things, have you noticed, just sort of a different response when when you maybe post when you do a post versus maybe a reel versus maybe a story?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I post stuff that people may like, and then they'll be like, okay, yeah, I like what you did for maybe this person, and then I want you to do this for mine. So it's a lot of, I don't know, it just helps. Maybe.
Good. Good. Is anybody else? Yeah, Ezekiel, you go.
Well, I mostly use Instagram to showcase my art.
Good. And how do you do that? How have you found success in sharing on Instagram?
Sometimes every once in a while, I like to dedicate a piece to someone that I know or someone I like in an industry, and they sometimes they do respond.
Good. Do you tag them?
Yes.
You do? Gotcha. That's good. Good for you. And how long have you been using Instagram for this?
Since 2021.
Oh, good. So you've been using it for quite some time to promote yourself.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Gotcha. You don't use any other platforms for that purpose?
I used to use Twitter or X
Mhm.
as it's known as, but
Mhm.
I took a break from that one because a lot of people I know left.
Gotcha. Yeah, a lot of people have for a variety of reasons.
I occasionally show my speed paints on TikTok.
You do? You call it what now? You said speed paints?
Speed paints.
Is that whenever you do something really quick just for your audience live?
It's like I show them my entire process of making a piece and it's sped up.
Oh, gotcha. That's what you mean. I know what you're talking
It's
about
like a
now.
time lapse.
Yeah, it's like a time lapse. That's
Like that.
super cool. Yeah, I know that that is something that I know like with designers and photographers and artists that I see, I appreciate that too. Like I kind of like that work in progress, type of engagement. So it helps you kind of reveal a different side instead of just seeing, the final product. It can be very engaging and just informative to be able to see that process.
I actually would like to share one of my pieces if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah, let me go here. Hold on just a second. Let me stop sharing and let me allow you to share.
Okay, first let me turn off my background because it's not going to show very well. Hold on. Oh, sorry.
Emily, you said you were young once?
Sorry, let me just remove my background.
Of course, take your time.
There we go.
Oh, pull it back just a little. Yeah, pull it back. There you go. Oh, that's super cool. Do you want to drop your Instagram into the comment box so we all can pull it up and take a look at it on our own phones?
Okay. So it doesn't show it much, but this one is the genie from Aladdin.
I thought I could see. I thought I recognized the genie. Yeah, that's super cool.
But yeah, I can drop my Instagram so you
We
guys
would
can.
love to. We would love to see that work if you don't mind sharing.
You have a really clean style. I love it.
Thank you.
What's
Heck
your
yeah.
inspiration?
Hmm?
What's your inspiration, Ezekiel?
My inspiration for my art style?
Hmm.
It's mostly inspired by anime that I watch.
Gotcha.
Mostly on Sonic the Hedgehog because that's what I grew up with.
Sure, of course. Well, thank you for sharing. We appreciate that.
Hmm.
So, Emily, you said you've been using Facebook for 20 years?
Yeah, way too long. It literally has my entire life on there.
Yeah.
When I joined, you had to have a college email address because
Oh
it was
my
only for college
goodness.
students when it started.
Wow,
So
that's
that
right.
doesn't teach me. I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Did you ever watch the movie?
Yeah, a long time ago, but
It's interesting. Yeah, definitely interesting. I mean, of course, movies are somewhat of an interpretation of real life, but uh, yeah, I mean, it's really wild that social media took off the way it did and has truly transformed in different ways and affected so many people in so many ways. So, again, there's a positive and a negative to everything. And I think that when used in the right way, it has been extremely like helpful in some. I mean, I even call like I have Instagram friends, right? People I've never met, never even talked to, but for some reason we've just been like engaging for years. Right? Yeah. So great. Thank you, Ezekiel. Appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to jump back over to our presentation here. I appreciate everyone sharing. And all right, so next, come on, there you go. All right, so we are at this point of today, and we are going to take this time to share your work in progress for the visual design of your corporate website that is due on Wednesday. Now, I just want to remind everybody that I also said in the prior classes that, if you didn't get a chance to finish your other assignments or you made some improvements on them, you have until March 26th, when this is due as well, to submit everything. So I just want to remind everybody that is what I mentioned in the previous classes, that if you want to, resubmit something, you need to let me know. First of all, you need to let me know, because I'm not just going back to see. I don't get a notification. Just also, I don't get notifications when you submit. So I don't know when you submit. I have to go through and click through it. So if you've resubmitted, then you need to let me know that you resubmitted for an update on your grade. All right. So that's on you. You need to let me know. Joshua, yes.
Remind me when everything was due, like when everything is due, like all together.
Well, this project,
Yes.
it's due Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So the visual design, and if you haven't had a chance to complete your other ones, or you need to resubmit them, everything about this project, corporate website redesign, is all due on Wednesday, March 26th.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure. So I'm going to say it one more time. If you're resubmitting, or you didn't submit, you need to let me know on a prior project that you submitted it, so I can go in and evaluate it and review it and give you a grade. So this is going to be on you to notify me. Thank you.
Do you use Canvas inbox, or you prefer email?
I use both. I check both of them.
That's great. I got you.
Yeah. So I check the Canvas inbox and I check my City College email inbox. All right. So I think that is 100% clear. Nobody has a question around that? No? Okay. So before we go on, the next lecture is going to be the e-commerce website intro and getting the e-commerce project started. So that's going to be starting on starting next week, because Wednesday I want to be able to have people share their project and we do reviews again. All right. So I'm going to pull up this guy. Joshua, you said I don't have much at the moment, but I would like to share and get some critical feedback. Okay.
Yeah, just gonna be moving on way faster.
What's that?
Just gonna be moving way faster because I'm just on the fence about something.
Okay, sure, yeah. It's up to you. Share what you want to. You're in the queue.
All right. Let me just pull my
And we're
tabs
just,
up.
we're gonna keep it to, anywhere between 5 and max 10 minutes, okay?
Of course. I'll be quick. Is it working?
It's coming up. There you go.
All right, so I decided to start clean
Yeah.
because the previous image I was not feeling it. Yeah, it was
Sure.
nice, but I felt it needed something cleaner for now. So I've been following along the tutorials that you've been giving us, and it's been helping me a lot.
Good.
So this is the current design I've got. Something much cleaner, minimalistic.
I love this illustration approach and your typographic approach. And I love it. I really do, Joshua. It just
Thank you.
it feels so unique and ownable and modern and also timeless. It just feels timeless in its
Thank
way.
you.
Like,
Yeah,
way
that's what
to
I'm going
go.
for.
Yeah, way to go.
Thank you. And down here, I'm supposed to be having like a small carousel to find like browse
Sure.
through like the plans that they're offering,
Hmm.
but there wasn't enough space to like have a whole like menu here or like proper
Yeah.
carousel.
Hmm.
So I was like wondering if this is okay with what I've got, or should I just try something different?
I like the carousel quite a bit. I think it's a great way for people to be able to quickly sort of scroll through it.
Hmm.
Um, I guess you need to ask yourself though, what is sort of the intention? Is it just a gallery, or do you want people to click on it to view the product?
They'll click on it, they'll be able to click on it to view the product, and down here I'm going to add a button that says Browse All, which will take them to a shopping tab that has a lot of selection of plants.
So unless you let people know to click on it, most people aren't going to click on it.
Hmm.
They need to be told to do certain things.
Oh, okay.
So you need something on there, some small text on the image or something, maybe the plant's name and it's, just simple plant's name and maybe a little arrow that indicates to click more or something. But you need something to indicate that I can click on that because most people would just look at it and probably just scroll through it and that's it. There would be no more interaction.
Right. All right,
Good.
I'll work on that.
Sure.
And here I got a beginner's choice. And I'm gonna add some text over here. Maybe shrink this down a little bit because it's
I
gonna start
wouldn't
to look.
shrink it down. No, like people want to see imagery on, I think, on these type of websites. The imagery is what captivates people the most.
Okay. So I'll keep it the same
So
size and
keep
add some
it
small
the
text
same
here.
size or maybe even make it bigger so it stands out as a choice item.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now, but I can pretty much I'm gonna be working on this all day today and then
Yeah.
tomorrow and
Okay.
then by Wednesday. And in comparison to this, it's
Yeah.
just way better. This feels too cluttered.
I
Like
do
messy.
agree. I mean, I do really like the aesthetic of the illustration work that you have here, but I agree with you. I feel like that the new approach
It
has
is
more
much cleaner.
focus and it feels more timeless.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's all I got.
Cool. Does anybody have any other quick comments for Joshua?
I could pull up my wireframes.
That's okay. I think we're just focusing on the visual design for
Yeah,
now.
just right here.
Okay. Well, good job. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing. Carl?
Yeah, I had a little bit of feedback
Oh, okay.
on Joshua's hero
Sure.
section that maybe a little more information about which two hobbies these are,
Oh yeah,
like
I can do that.
what this website is. And that way you can also have a little bit of hierarchy, maybe bump up that font size by a lot, and
Okay.
then have a small, a little bit of explanation about which two hobbies of mine am I looking at right now?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a good,
Um,
it's good feedback. And then also remember our case, whether it's all caps, title caps, sentence caps.
yes.
You might want to either do title case for, or maybe just have that all like sentence case or something. I wouldn't do all caps though. That would
No,
just,
this doesn't look too aggressive.
it is too aggressive, right? You're 100% right.
Hmm. All right,
Excellent
thank you.
start.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good job.
Much
Who's
appreciated.
next? Let's see here. Who would be next? Yosef?
Yes.
I think you were next.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, just zoom in for us, please.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, I have the presentation.
Oh, good. Oh, there you go. Look at you.
Yeah, so here's my mobile.
Excellent.
Some videos,
So,
some pictures.
okay. Good. Keep scrolling. Yeah. Right.
And the button to go up.
Oh, look at you. You got, okay.
Yeah, I also made the
So
navigation.
I guess my tutorial was useful.
Yeah,
Good.
I made that in that day. I wanted to share, but my internet dropped out. So
Yeah. It wasn't that hard, was it?
no, it's super easy.
Super easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
super easy. Good. Good for you. So I got some immediate feedback for you, and it's going to be a combination of what we consider UI, user interaction, and visual design. Okay.
Mhm.
So just off the bat, the double arrows pointing down is not common UI for a menu. What I would immediately think of is scroll.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that to me indicates scroll. So there's a variety of menu icons. You know, you can do, you know, again, kind of typical hamburger. You can do like I've seen people with just the word menu, right? You can have the word menu, or you can do the hamburger where it's the multiple lines. Usually I don't see like it's a minimum of 2 lines to 3. I think I've even seen as many as 4, you know, stacked lines. And then I've even seen, I wonder if I can actually, nice. I cannot. Oh, and is this good? I am recording too. Oh, yeah, here he goes. So check this out. I've seen menu icons that look like this. Oh, darn it. I got to draw faster. Hold on. Can I? Oh, lines. Here you go.
Yeah.
Where menu icons that kind of look like that, where it's like 2 lines that are the same width, but then the next line is shorter. I've even seen like menu icons that look like that.
Yeah, makes sense. Once you said like it looks like you go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
So
a scroll. Yeah.
my recommendation is that would be the first thing is to kind of use standard like iconography for your menu.
Yeah, definitely.
This area, right, the hero section looks really good. It's a great start. I'm just going to get nitpicky with you. The spacing here and the spacing here is inconsistent. Try to get your spacing above and below your text the same in between those lines.
Yeah.
Keep going, scroll. Let me erase that stuff. Vanishing pen. There you go. That's what I want. Okay, so sorry, go back up. Okay, so news like this, so just learn more. Yeah, I like that little call to action. Keep going. I like this imagery that you've created here. Get started. It's a simple email address. Get started. Here, I do feel like that maybe your body copy is a bit small. So not sure what point size it is, but because remember what we were talking about, that sometimes one font can be more readable at a size versus another one. Because you've chosen a serif, and you're using white text on a dark color, it makes it more challenging to read. So you're probably going to have to bump up the size of it.
Sure.
Okay, keep going. Yeah. And these lines feel really harsh to me. Can you soften up those lines a little bit? Maybe they're lighter in color. Maybe they don't go the full width, but I don't know, like because this is a whole section, these lines just feel really divisive and just harsh.
Okay.
Soften them up a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. Does anybody else have any feedback for Joseph? No?
I just want to say that I think it looks pretty great for, you know, the first time having seen it. Really interesting imagery and color schemes and all that. Good job.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's developing in a very strong way. One more little thing. Scroll. Okay. So I do feel like now go back up. Let me see the very top. I do feel like that this area could be a bit shorter. Maybe like cut it to there.
Okay.
I just feel like it's just a little too tall. Like,
Yeah.
maybe just shorten it just a tad.
Mm-hmm.
That's all my feedback.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Anybody else have anything else? Oh yeah, Donna, you said maybe increase the tracking a bit also in the body text. Yeah, that could help as well.
Yeah, I can do that.
And Maya, you raise your hand.
The like messaging, does it need like a comma at the top on your hero? Because it
Oh.
says like the word cybersecurity challenges. I feel like there needs to be like comma or either like separation, because then the next statement's like our expert solutions. Yeah.
Way to go.
Okay.
Or like
Yeah.
a dash or
I'm-
something.
Yeah, I am definitely no grammar expert, so yeah, that's some good feedback.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, should I show my homepage too on the desktop?
Yeah, we'll cruise through that pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, here, let me make a comment here. Go up. This should not be touching the edge of that. You need a margin about.
Yeah.
Okay. Set it like let it float in that box.
Yeah.
And also the bottom here, it shouldn't be that close. Let it give it breathing room.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. I like the way that is kind of centered. It almost feels like it's floating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going. Yeah, again, soften up those dividers.
Yeah.
Cool. Good job. It's a really good start.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Fantastic
I'm trying
work.
to make it about page or the services for the second one, and that's probably
That's okay. Yeah, that's I think you got some good feedback from us today.
Thank you.
Good job. Way to go, Joseph.
Thank you.
All right, who's next? Who wants to? Let's see. Carolyn. I think I'll share what I have. You were after Joseph. You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, exactly. You're amongst friends.
I
We're all
legit
friends.
have been putting this off because just mentally in my head, it's just, it's
Share what you got. Share
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's what it's all about.
Okay, let's see if I can figure this out.
You can even just keep it like that and just sort of zoom in and we can
Oh, I
just
was gonna do it so it's like, yeah, can we do can we do that?
There you go.
Okay, I was playing with this trying to make it sticky, and so far I gotta get my glasses. I'm sorry, hold on.
Take your time.
I can control, yeah. I'm still playing with the top. It's not functioning properly. Right now, part of it is being sticky.
We can help you with that really fast. It's such
Okay.
a thing.
So when I scroll, like I don't know, it's just not working. Anyway, I don't have a lot. I just have 3 different design concepts.
This is a great start already.
Trying to get started.
Okay, great. Keep going.
That's pretty much all I have.
Well, first off, one thing that at a glance, I'll just be funny here. The things that I really like about your approach is the color palette is just very warm and unique. It's, yeah, like, Donna said it too. I really like the colors. I also think that was super smart of you to complement the colors from your feature image, that you kind of pulled those colors out and you're utilizing it. I also like, this round button. It complements the shapes of this imagery, and it just works within this area. You stack learn more, so it fits within that circle in a great way.
I wanted to have the eye going from the red at the top down to the
Yeah, I did
action
too.
button.
Like it has kind of a flow, right? Going just like that. So good job about that. I think that's a really good start. Another thing that I think is working really well is your font choice. It's a very classic sans serif. It seems very appropriate for a CPA, right? We're not getting crazy. We're not using, right, Comic Sans or anything like that, but it's a good start. The only thing though that I would recommend is I feel like the weight of this copy right here could be bumped up a bit. Like it looks like it might be a light or regular. You might want to bump
It might be regular, and I think down here is medium.
Yeah, so I would match it. Let's do medium up there. You might
Okay.
even have to increase the font size to match the
Okay.
font.
I was trying to create a little bit of hierarchy, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we don't want people to not read that.
Okay.
So that's a great start.
I just have like a
And you
real.
have your carousel of testimonials right there. So one thing I would do, let's try to make these little arrows just a bit smaller. They feel a little heavy in there.
Okay. Can I get to my next one or do I have to go back? Let's see. I'll go back here.
It depends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I mean, first of all, you're grabbing our attention with video, right? That's one of the best ways to get anybody to pay attention. So good use there. I also think that it's very smart of you that you pulled color palettes from the pin, from the quarter or whatever gold coin that is. There's complementary colors in your imagery that I think is smart.
And so I don't have a lot here. This, I was just they have a ton of services listed. So I was trying to think of a way to have like a carousel of the different, like.
And did you use circular shapes to again kind of complement coins?
The coin.
Smart. Very smart of you.
So that's all I have there.
Great. Again, good start. Which one are you gonna pursue?
I like the video, I
I do
think.
too. I like this. I like the second one way better.
Okay. I just got started on this.
Yeah, I think it just speaks. It just speaks immediately, to what you're trying to accomplish. And I think that the color palette and the typography and things like that work very well. You might want to bring this part, just bring it down a bit down to here, so this breathes a bit more.
Okay. I was trying to have it land kind of by his name. So you're like watching the coin and looking at his name sort of simultaneously.
Yeah. Joshua, what were your thoughts?
I know we've already said this and you've said it already, but the second one for sure, because the third one just kind of the hero page kind of makes it seem like a vacation kind of thing.
Yeah.
So definitely the coin, go with that one. That one's really strong.
And then I was just getting started on this.
Yeah. Okay. It's a great start. I mean, it's like you're getting your layout going, and now you do need to ask yourself, if this is your full menu, do you need this?
Their
Especially
website is pretty complex, so I think they do need it
okay.
because they have so many services. I don't know, or I need more tabs across the top, perhaps.
Yeah, so that's just something you need to figure out. Like,
Yeah.
what's the best user experience?
Across the top may be better, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for that wasn't so painful.
Once I got started, I just made it so much worse in my head. It was really quite pathetic.
Usually we all do, right? We're our worst enemy.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I
You had
said,
more-
you're
you had
amongst
more than
friends. Everybody wants to see you be successful here. So
Thanks.
don't be shy. Okay, who's next? Maya, I think you were next in the queue.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
And we're not going to take a break because of, just the shortness of this. So if you need to take a break, just, take a break quietly, okay?
I didn't mock it up into anything
That's
like
okay.
full
Yeah, just
type
walk,
of
walk us through it.
I worked on my services bar, which is like the middle section of the homepage, to make it kind of like a scroll thing.
Okay, yeah.
So I did like family medicine, sports medicine, and then I have like two different photo options for telemedicine I'm choosing between. And then I have this like your care team down below. I'm still kind of like figuring out like that little arrow at the bottom is like not the prettiest. I'm trying to figure out how to indicate to keep scrolling. So that's like the website for desktop version, and then for mobile, I have it over here.
You're translating.
And I actually like this right side services section better, of like the other surface peeking through to indicate that there's more to scroll through, and same with the providers.
Good. Awesome start. Like, there's so many things about your design aesthetic that I think are working in just a beautiful way. I think everything from your choice of imagery to the color palettes to the fonts. I think all of that you're combining in just a unique and ownable way for your client. I do have some thoughts off the bat, but I want to kind of switch it over and allow your fellow students to give you feedback first before I kind of dive in. So, does anybody have any thoughts and feedback for Mike? Donna, can you speak up, please?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if you tried experimenting with like an off-white, just because I feel like it could look really nicely instead of like this full white.
Yeah.
I agree. I was thinking about that too, Donna, that right now it's starting to look heavy, like visually heavy. And it's because the color palette, is primarily brown and a lighter brown. And those are very dark, heavy colors. And so I do think that you could explore, Maya, bringing in a lighter color in one of these sections to kind of lighten it up a bit and give it breathing, sort of this visual like breathing room. And because the carousel, the complete carousel is such a dense area, you might want to explore that. You might want to explore like having it a lighter color background, just like Donna had mentioned that, the background, it could be the off-white, and then you're just, utilizing your darker colors for the typography and some of the other elements. It'll kind of break it up a bit.
Okay.
Can you zoom in a bit?
Like to that page or
So, yeah, I think Caroline had mentioned Shelter Island Medical looked a little small, but whenever you zoom in at, I think, actual size, it doesn't look so small to me. Let's see here. But, yeah, Joshua, please go for it.
What if we made that dark orange like a tan or beige color?
the background color?
Yeah, the background color.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna try. We were just
Yeah.
saying to try something off
I would
white.
definitely try that. Yeah,
Yeah, it might actually liven up the whole feel of the website a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the deep orange, it just feels too like strong and a little heavy on the eyes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's just me though.
Yeah, I would explore that. I think if you find the right shade and the right variation of an off-white Maya that complements the warmness of the other ones, I think you might find that it really sort of like lightens up the mood, the mood of your website, and also allows you, for content to be more readable too, instead of it always being a dark background.
Also, I was playing with a circle more than just like that standard bell shape. So like
I don't know personally, I really like that pill shape better. I don't know. I think it breaks it up.
I thought you said that to get rid of it.
What's that?
I thought like it was like too much, maybe. No.
I don't know. Like maybe
Or like
maybe the pill shape works better up in the carousel. But well, see, here's why it works. Here's why it works better in mobile, because you're not cropping it. You're cropping it in desktop, and it looks kind of weird being cropped.
Which section?
So the pill shape on the home page. You see how on the desktop you're cropping the pill shape, but on mobile you're not cropping the pill shape? That pill shape looks better on mobile. You see what I'm saying? Let me,
Actually, I don't.
yeah,
On my
over here. You see where I'm circling on mobile?
Oh,
So
yeah.
zoom in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, zoom into this.
Sorry, my computer kind of lags.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Take your time. So I honestly really prefer this. I like the way that, you have this space all through here, and it just feels like a really unique shape. I mean, if you go over now, let me look at the other option.
Like this one?
Yeah, this to me is getting really busy. There's just a lot of like stuff going on. And there's something about like having this image contained in this pill shape and just having the name up here that feels more organized, and it allows this section to kind of visually breathe a little bit.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead.
I don't know if I should stick to like a pill shape or a circle, or can I mix them together? I just want to be consistent.
Mix it up. Yeah, mix it up. It's okay. I mean, the pill is based off of the circle.
Yeah.
So the only thing is go over to your desktop with the pill. There you go. Okay. So this is where I was talking about. Don't crop it.
Okay.
Let it breathe just like on mobile. It just looks weird cropped. So that's just some suggestions. Give them a try. They may or may not work compared to your likings, but I think it's not bad feedback.
Okay, cool.
Great. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. So Maya, Carl, I believe you are next to share.
Okay, thanks.
You bet. You go ahead and pull your stuff up.
Currently looking for my Figma window on.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right.
I have my desktop presentation homepage and detail page. So here's my hero.
Yes.
Next section.
Okay.
This is like a hub, like a rollover state that kind of blows up a little bit. Video, well, a few videos, and then video library if you want to go, look for a different video or whatever. A little bit more of a detailed contact form than the mobile version.
Yeah.
I also added a how do you want to be contacted, emailed or called, and you can tick one of those.
Yep.
Desktop version of the testimonials.
I like that interaction. That's unique.
Yeah, thank you. This used to be a cursor. Now I don't know what happened, but it looks like a marshmallow on a stick.
It's okay. All right.
Okay, and then footer.
Good footer. Great.
Detail page. The third attorney that they had, she didn't have like a great portrait, so this is an AI lady instead, just just to get somewhat just a picture that works.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So for my awards section, you click down on where the award came from, and you'll get a link to the source, a description, and then just a graphic of the award. So this will change based on the thing that you click on.
Yeah.
Settlements. I wanted the numbers to be bigger than these containers on purpose to make it kind of look like, to make the numbers look bigger, I guess.
Okay. Sure.
And then
Like they're popping out.
for example, if you click on.
Geez, does anybody want to like break my arm or something so I can make 11 million?
I know. I was thinking that earlier today. Like, should I go slip and fall somewhere?
Just make sure, Carl,
Yeah.
whoever's with you is just randomly videoing, right?
Yeah, just a coincidence.
Right. You're just randomly videoing yourself walking down the sidewalk and you trip and fall over a crack on the sidewalk. You can sue the city.
Yeah. I have to make sure it's at like a place with a lot of money.
And make sure you fall and you tumble and you break as many bones as you possibly can while you're falling.
I'll try.
And then you have emotional trauma for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, can't go without emotional trauma. It's like not even worth it. So let's say I want to know a little bit more about one of these cases. I click on here, and this is what, so the rest would fade out, and then I would have all the info.
So that's called a light box.
Light box. Thank
kind
you.
of the term, light box. Good.
Okay, and then that's it.
Awesome. What a great start. What a great start. So I'm going to start off with the things that I think are working really well.
Okay.
I think, overall your usability in the flow is well thought out. I think your interactions in certain areas to get more information, I think also works very well. It's again, well thought out. It's a great progression from the wireframes to these visual designs. And, I think that you have really kind of paid attention to the steps and you're at a good place right now. So some of the things I think you could improve on is one, I think you need to add either the solid brown behind your nav. So when you scroll, if you go ahead and scroll right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Really
it
muddy.
becomes, just too unreadable. And your navigation needs to be accessible all the time.
I see.
So you want to make sure that element stays readable. Okay. So you might want to put, the brown color bar behind it.
Okay. Yeah, that's doable.
Okay. Let's see here. Can you go back to the home page for me, please?
Oh, I didn't do that. Mobile version, I put this as like a back to top, but I didn't do it here.
That's okay. All right, so we're looking at our home page here. I think there's a lot of things that are working well. You got sort of this variety of imagery that feels kind of like what your life could be like after they help you with your situation. All right, so I think that these are aspirational imagery that would probably connect with a lot of people. You have two very clear call to action: book a consultation, review case results. So nice, clean, intuitive. I do feel like though that your typography and your main nav up there, and based off of the way I'm looking at it in the screen share, it looks a bit hard to read. I don't know, like it could look better to you than me right now, but it feels like that you could improve on the readability of the typography.
Okay.
Okay. If you scroll through, yeah, looks good. Nice clear call to actions. It's well organized. I also like what you've done with your layout where you have some text that's justified left, some text justified right. It creates kind of this nice, this motion through your design that keeps it from feeling so overly static. So good job.
Thanks.
Clear call to action to play a video. Now, this is just me. I think the terminology video library just feels not very welcoming. Maybe just view more videos or more videos, something like that. So, I mean, it does sound like an attorney would write that call to action.
Yeah.
So just a personal preference. That's all. Take it
No,
away.
I think you're right. I think the language needs to match like what the brand is trying to say.
Yeah. So, Donna, I think you had made a comment about his form. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's grown a lot since the first time we've seen it. I really like how it turned out.
I do too.
Thank you,
I
Donna.
think, again, like most of you, you listened to feedback, you explored the feedback, and you ended up applying what you felt worked out best for it. So yeah, I agree. I think this forum definitely turned out better. Good. Great job.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's see. I have most of the mobile. Janet, do you want to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You gonna make us hungry?
I hope so. Okay, can you see my screen?
I can. Yes, I
Yeah.
can.
Okay, yeah. So this is what I have so far for the um mobile app. So this is the hero. I wanted to use an image that had like a real sandwich and like real ingredients.
Yeah, for sure.
And the call to action, I kind of put two. One is to see the actual menu, and then one to order ahead.
Of course. Absolutely. Yeah, it makes sense for them.
And then when you scroll down, I wanted to start off with their story and their about section, just to give the readers like a little context about the sandwich shop. Um, and yeah, I just used ChatGPT to kind of come up with something because I don't really know their actual story.
Perfect.
And
Can
I
I ask you
also
real quick, Janet? This
yeah,
this is the home page, right? Did you say that?
yes, yes,
Okay.
it's the
Thank you.
homepage. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, so this is an AI generated image, and then
Perfect.
I also included a photo of their actual store.
Good.
And then I featured some of their most popular items here,
Good.
and then included product images. And again, these are also from AI. And then I included these I've like graphic elements, but I'm not sure how I feel about them yet, so I'll see if I want to keep them in the final design. But
I
it's
have
something
some,
that
I
I'm
definitely have some thoughts. But yeah, keep going.
okay. And then I have a little section from their community. So I went onto their Yelp page and downloaded some images from actual customers and the photos of what they've gotten. And then I want to include some testimonials from them and then another button to like link to actual reviews if they want to view more.
Mhm.
And then they do catering, so I wanted to feature that as well in the homepage. And yeah, I have an inquire button here that'll take them to the catering page. And I was kind of thinking of maybe like putting a little form here
I like it. Okay.
instead. Mhm. And then at the footer, I have a like newsletter sign up if they want to hear anything about any updates, and location and store hours, and also links to their other review sites. So like Yelp, Instagram, and Google review.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow, this is wonderful. So I definitely have some immediate thoughts, but I'd like to open it up to your fellow classmates to give you some feedback before I do. Are you able to go to your preview mode?
Yes. One sec.
So select your page and then hit preview. There you go.
Okay, it opened to another tab.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, that's fine. All right. So there you go. Yeah. All right. So let's open it up to your fellow classmates. Ezekiel, I'm gonna call you out. What do you love about this?
There isn't anything specific I like. I just like the entire thing.
Wow, that's a great compliment.
Thanks.
I'm hungry
Okay.
already.
I know, right? I am too. Donna, yeah, you raised your hand. Thank you.
Personally, I really liked the little graphic elements. It would be cute to see more of them. I also think like a little feedback is that the navigation bar is a little too big, like or too thick, if that makes sense.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I agree with Donna right there. I felt the same thing. That was kind of an immediate. thing that I noticed, that it just felt too heavy and it's not complementing some of the other elements. Maya, yes, you had some thoughts.
Um, I stepped away for a second. I'm not sure if this was said, but for the box that's the see the menu box, and even like the if you scroll down, the images of the food are kind of in like these boxes at the bottom of the website. I feel like maybe just like either like kind of softening those or a different approach than just like a black line, because I love like the graph or like the brown kind of swirls around with the images. It gives like a soft feel, so the boxes kind of like counteract that feel.
Great feedback, Maya. I was thinking the same thing because, when you look at the overall direction and subject, we're talking about food and organic, round and organic shapes, and these boxes just feel really harsh. Maybe you could do one thing, I agree, you could soften up the colors and round the edges, round the corners. So
Oh,
that
okay,
would
for these, right?
immediately soften that up, just round your corner. Even for all your buttons, like your red buttons, round the corners of those so it softens everything up.
I was also
Uh,
gonna say, sorry,
yeah,
for those food items, maybe writing out what they are for like
yeah,
the most loved. So like if I were to order, I know what to order.
I agree.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, Donna said you could also round the lines of the nav bar too. Good.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
Does
can see
anybody?
that. It does look a little harsh or like
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of boxes in here.
A lot of boxes. And the thing that works really well about your overall design is you have a lot of great flow to it. You have these like circular, flowing shapes that are working for the overall design. So, good. Does anybody else have any feedback?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what it would look like on is this the mobile or the desktop?
The mobile.
I think the body copy might be too small.
I agree. That was going to be one of my feedbacks too, if nobody else said it. So, I also think that the about section, Janet, if you don't mind scrolling up there, it's just too much copy. I would let keep it light, and then let the people go to a more detailed page that you can kind of dig a little bit deeper into, maybe the timeline. You could have a timeline of the restaurant. Maybe it started in another location and now it's here or something. Where did the two owners learn to cook from? Is this home cooking? So you see how it could extend into a much bigger story if you had an about page, which you probably do, but I'm just saying. So keep this lighter, make the copy bigger, but keep it bite size on the homepage. That was punny too, right?
Yeah.
Dad joke there, just dad. joke. Okay, so go up some, please. Yeah, keep going. Okay, so go down to the illustrations. So I'm on the fence about the illustrations because the reason why I say this is I think they do work. They do work, but I also kind of like the top view of the food items up in the feature. And I don't know, could you use that same aesthetic down here too? So go up to your feature. You see how you have the top view of the lines and all? What if you carried that also down in there so it has consistency between the two instead of now introducing illustrations?
Yeah.
So that's just a thought. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I like that idea because it does
And
kind
one
of come
other
out of
thing,
nowhere.
yeah. One other thing, go back up. Remove, go down. Remove this drop shadow. You're not using drop shadows anywhere else. It's just inconsistent. And one last thing, it's your casing. I would lean into these big headers being title case. See these? Whoops. These all should be title case. Along with your buttons, should be title case. Okay. Anything else for Janet? It's a good start. Yeah, made us all hungry. Yum.
Nice.
Yum.
All
Do
right,
you
thank
actually
you.
eat here?
I do, yeah. I go here pretty often.
You do? Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing.
All right, thank you.
All right. Whoops. I'm crazy here. Janet. Well,
Ezekiel's next.
Ezekiel. Excellent. Okay. You go.
Alrighty, let me just get everything ready.
You betcha.
And here it is. Oops, sorry. So here is the mobile version of my front page for National Institutes of Health.
Okay, good.
A carousel for any new articles that enter the site. A browser by topic section,
Good.
and then the footer.
Good. Okay.
So that's what I have so far.
Good. Well, it's a very like direct approach. I think you're keeping like from the progress that we've seen of where you've been and all that. I really like the approach, especially up in the feature area, that you're using kind of this color tone of this blue. It feels very welcoming and ownable. As you move down, one thing though is that I feel like you have enough space to maybe kind of open up one of these sections. One of them. It's either browse by topic or the other one, depending on how much content there is. I think maybe you could open one of those up and not necessarily do maybe two carousels. Joshua?
So if I may,
Yes, you may.
what you could do is like what I received from my feedback. You could add a little bit of text below the browse by topic by the like below the carousel, like adding a little bit of info about what's going to be in there, just to like fill in the void and like just give some context, give more info. And additionally, if you could scroll up a little bit. Thank you. There's a lot of space in between the what's new and turning discovery into health. And I'm not sure if the what's new is centered or not. It might just be
Does
me.
look off center.
Yeah, it does look a little bit off centered. Looks a little bit off to like the left.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, that's what I've got. And of course there's still like a bit of spacing between the carousel of 75 years of advancing neuroscience and below.
Yeah.
So you could add some more information down there. Like
good feedback.
A few more.
Okay.
Good. Anybody else? So Ezekiel, a couple of things that I would like to see you explore is, let me turn on my annotations. These button carousels feel really harsh. They feel heavy. And I think that you could lighten them up by maybe they're just outline buttons, but then you want to fill in the one that's active. So maybe like this first one is filled, but these other ones over here could be outlines. So it indicates which one you're on, and the other ones take sort of that backseat of inactivity. Okay?
I see. Okay.
Also, if you scroll down to browse by topic, to me, like this illustration style seems a little out of place to me. It seems a bit too whimsical. I feel like that you could explore something that feels a bit more sophisticated. Like, remember the website I shared, the Noun Project, and how there's, so many iconography on there. I think that maybe you could explore something that has similar line weights and kind of sophistication. This one just feels too playful to me.
Oh, okay.
So that's just my thought on those guys. Because you look at your line weight on these, it's so thick and it feels like it's a whole different style than what you've got kind of going on. And then finally, if you go down to your footer, I just got one small suggestion here too. your margins. This is way too tight, right? So consider what is your overall margin? It should be, right? Something like this, and make sure that that text is moved over so it stays within your page margin.
Okay.
So I think you got a great start, Ezekiel. It's there's a lot of good things that are working here. A few suggestions for you to explore, based off of what we mentioned. And go up to the top one more time for me, please. Great. Okay. And just one last thing. I would thicken up the line weight of your menu icon just a bit. It looks like it's a little thin. Match the line weight of what your search icon is. So the line weights match.
Mm-hmm.
So there's consistency in that.
Got it.
Cool. Well, I hope that helps you.
Mm-hmm. It did.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Could I add one more thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's okay. You don't need to show it again. But with the feedback that Paul gave you for the carousels, like to outline, make the circles outlines, for the filled one, you could make it the same color as your hero page, the same blue.
Oh, that's a great idea. I like that idea.
So that way it's not like the black one.
Yeah, I like that
It gives it a
idea.
little bit more life.
You're utilizing the color as somewhat of an action item.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, explore
Great
that.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have somebody that's next?
Not that I've seen.
Right. Well, I know everybody would love to have some extra time to work, right? So then if nobody else has anything to share, then let's give you some time to work. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me. It's perfect.
Yeah, same here.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. So, well, thank you, everyone. It's always a pleasure to see the progress that we're making, and also that what we've been talking about in the lectures and also the tutorials have really been making a difference. So that's what makes me happy. So good job, everyone. And Ezekiel, if you want some direct feedback, just send me an email with the link, and I'll send you some more feedback. Okay? Does that work, Ezekiel? Okay, sound good. Yeah, just send me an email, please. Other than that, then if everybody else is good, I wish everybody the best and have fun with your project. And we'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
See you Wednesday.